Ambassador Robert Hayes sat quietly in his chair aboard the diplomatic ship Harmony as it traveled through deep space. The meeting with the Galactic Council had gone well, or so he thought. For 3 years, Earth had been working with the Council to build friendship between humans and alien species. They had signed trade agreements, shared technology, and welcomed alien visitors to human colonies. Robert felt proud of the work they had done. Earth was finally part of something bigger. Humans were no longer alone in the universe. They had friends among the stars who wanted to help them grow and learn. Dr. Emily Watson walked into the room where Robert was sitting. She looked worried and carried a datapad in her hands. Emily was Earth's best expert on alien life and had been part of every major meeting with the Council. Robert had never seen her look so frightened. "Robert, you need to see this," Emily said, her voice shaking. "I was running routine checks on our communication systems when I found something. The Council has been sending secret messages, and I managed to decode them." Robert took the datapad and began reading. His face grew pale as he understood what the messages meant. The Galactic Council had never wanted to be friends with humanity. They had been planning to attack Earth from the very beginning. The trade agreements were fake. The Council had only wanted to learn about Earth's resources and how much gold, water, and rare metals the planet had. The cultural exchange programs were not about learning human customs. They were about studying human military strength and finding weaknesses. Every alien visitor who had come to Earth had been a spy. They had mapped every human city, counted every spaceship, and studied every defense system. The advanced sensors the Council had given to human colonies as gifts were actually spy devices that sent information back to Council military leaders. Robert felt sick to his stomach. Earth's leaders had been so happy to make friends with aliens that they had trusted everything the Council said. They had shown the aliens their best technology, revealed the locations of their military bases, and even shared the secret routes their spaceships used to travel between colonies. Captain James Turner was the ship's commander and an old friend of Robert's. When Robert called him to the communications room, James could see immediately that something was very wrong. "James, send an emergency message to Earth right now," Robert said. "Tell all human ships to return home immediately. We have been betrayed." James looked at the decoded messages and his face became angry. He had spent his whole life protecting human colonies from pirates and dangers in space. The idea that Earth's new friends were actually enemies made him furious. "I should have known," James said. "My grandfather always told me that when someone seems too friendly too fast, they probably want something from you. The Council was offering us too much and asking for too little in return." The emergency message was sent using the fastest communication system Earth had. Within hours, every human colony, military base, and exploration ship in the galaxy would know that the Galactic Council was planning to attack them. On Lunar Base near Earth, Admiral Margaret Stone received the message while she was reviewing defense plans. Margaret was 70 years old and had been protecting Earth for 30 years. She had always worried that Earth was being too trusting with the aliens, but the politicians had told her she was being paranoid. "I knew this day would come," Margaret said to her assistant, Colonel Michael Brooks. "Activate Protocol Omega. It's time to show the galaxy what happens when you betray humanity." Protocol Omega was Earth's most secret military plan. For years, while Earth's diplomats were making friends with aliens, Earth's military leaders were preparing for the possibility that those friends might become enemies. They had built hidden weapons, trained secret soldiers, and created plans that no alien had ever seen. Margaret walked to her office window and looked out at Earth hanging in space like a blue and green jewel. The planet looked peaceful and defenseless, but Margaret knew better. Earth was ready for war, and the aliens who had betrayed them were about to learn a very painful lesson. "Send a message to all human military commanders," Margaret ordered. "Tell them the time for pretending has ended. The Council thinks they know everything about us, but they have never seen what humans can do when they are truly angry." Throughout human space, military officers who had been waiting for years finally received permission to reveal their true preparations. Hidden weapon systems powered up, secret ships emerged from asteroid bases, and soldiers who had been disguised as civilians put on their real uniforms. The Galactic Council had made a terrible mistake. They thought humans were weak because humans wanted peace. They thought Earth would be easy to conquer because Earth had been friendly and welcoming. They had confused kindness with weakness, and they were about to pay the price for that error. Robert Hayes looked out the window of his ship at the stars and felt his sadness turn into determination. Earth had offered friendship to the galaxy and had been answered with betrayal. Now the galaxy would learn what Earth offered to its enemies. The age of human innocence in galactic politics was over. The age of human consequences was about to begin. Admiral Corvin commanded the largest invasion fleet the Galactic Council had ever assembled. His ships appeared from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system like hungry wolves surrounding a sheep. Corvin smiled as he looked at his tactical display showing 300 warships ready to attack. "This will be the easiest conquest in Council history," Corvin told his officers. "Human intelligence shows they have only basic weapons and maybe 50 small defense ships. We will destroy their military in 1 hour and occupy their planet by tomorrow." The Council had spent 3 years studying Earth's defenses. Their spies had reported that humans used primitive chemical rockets and simple laser weapons. The human colonies looked defenseless, with only light shielding and basic communication systems. Earth itself seemed protected by nothing more than a few patrol ships and some orbital stations. Corvin ordered his fleet forward, expecting to sweep aside human resistance like dust in the wind. Instead, his confidence turned to confusion when his sensors began detecting far more ships than should have existed. Lieutenant David Morgan sat in the weapons control room of the Earthship Defiance and watched the alien fleet approach. David was 25 years old and had trained his whole life for this moment. Around him, his fellow officers prepared weapons that the aliens had never seen before. "Look at them coming in so confident," David said to Captain Lisa Parker. "They have no idea what they're flying into." Captain Parker was a calm woman who had commanded warships for 15 years. She had helped design the trap that was about to spring on the Council fleet. "They think our cargo ships are just for carrying supplies," she said. "They're about to learn that we built warships inside civilian hulls." What looked like ordinary trading vessels suddenly opened their outer shells to reveal massive weapon systems. Mining ships transformed into battle cruisers. Research stations unfolded hidden armor and gun turrets. Throughout the solar system, human installations shed their peaceful disguises. The Council's first attack targeted what appeared to be a simple mining facility near Mars. Admiral Corvin expected his ships to destroy it easily. Instead, the mining station revealed itself as a heavily armed fortress that cut through Council ships with weapons more advanced than anything they had seen. Colonel Michael Brooks commanded the defense of Europa Station, which the Council had identified as a research base studying ice formations. The alien boarding parties that tried to capture it discovered that every corridor was designed to trap invaders, every room could become a weapon, and every human civilian had military training. "Welcome to Europa," Brooks said over the communication system as Council soldiers found themselves surrounded in a maze of death traps. "We've been waiting for you." The aliens discovered that human research had focused on studying alien weaknesses. The station's atmospheric systems could produce gases toxic to Council species. The artificial gravity could be adjusted to crush alien bones. Even the lights could be modified to frequencies that blinded alien eyes. Throughout the solar system, similar scenes played out as the Council invasion force realized they had been completely deceived. What they thought was a defenseless solar system was actually the most heavily fortified star system in the galaxy. Captain James Turner commanded a group of ships that had been hiding in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. 4 months, his crews had remained silent in the cold darkness of space, waiting for this moment. When the Council fleet passed by, Turner's ships powered up and attacked from behind. "This is for betraying Earth's friendship," Turner said as his weapons destroyed 3 enemy vessels in the first minute of combat. His ships had been disguised as mining equipment, but they carried the most powerful weapons Earth had ever built. The Council forces found themselves fighting enemies that seemed to appear from nowhere. Human ships emerged from behind asteroids, rose from planetary surfaces, and dropped out of hyperspace in perfectly coordinated attacks. Every human vessel was exactly where it needed to be, as if the entire battle had been planned years in advance. Dr. Emily Watson watched the battle from Earth's orbital command center. She had spent 3 years studying alien technology and psychology, learning exactly how Council forces would attack and where they would be vulnerable. "They're trying to retreat to Formation 7, Emily told the human fleet commanders. "Block their escape route at coordinates 447. They'll panic and break formation." Emily's predictions proved correct. The Council forces, finding themselves outgunned and surrounded, began making desperate mistakes. Ships collided with each other as they tried to escape. Communication systems failed under the stress of unexpected defeat. Discipline collapsed as alien officers realized their invasion was becoming a slaughter. Admiral Corvin stared at his tactical display in horror. He had lost more than half his fleet in less than 6 hours. The humans were using weapons and tactics his intelligence services had never detected. Every human ship seemed to know exactly where Council vessels would be and what they would do. "Retreat," Corvin finally ordered. "All ships, retreat immediately." But even retreat proved difficult. Human forces had surrounded the Council fleet completely, attacking from every direction with perfect coordination. Alien ships that tried to escape found human vessels waiting for them at every escape route. Lieutenant David Morgan watched enemy ships fleeing in panic and felt a grim satisfaction. "They came here thinking we were weak because we wanted peace," he said. "Now they know the difference between choosing peace and being unable to fight." When the battle ended, 2/3 of the Council invasion fleet had been destroyed or captured. The survivors limped away from Earth's solar system, carrying news of their defeat back to the Council leadership. Earth had been ready for war long before the Council decided to attack. The trap had been set years ago, waiting patiently for the moment when humanity's false friends would reveal their true intentions. Admiral Margaret Stone watched the surviving Council ships limp away from Earth's solar system on her tactical display. The alien fleet was badly damaged and moving slowly, expecting to escape to safety and report their failure to Council leadership. Margaret had different plans for them. "Do not let them reach Council space," Margaret ordered her fleet commanders. "It's time to show the galaxy that attacking Earth comes with consequences that follow you home." Captain Thomas Reed commanded the stealth destroyer Shadow, which had been hiding in the cold darkness beyond Pluto for 6 months. His ship was invisible to alien sensors and had been waiting for exactly this moment. As the fleeing Council ships passed near his position, Reed powered up his weapons. "Council fleet, this is Captain Reed of the Earth vessel Shadow," he said over the communication system. "You are now prisoners of war. Surrender immediately or we will destroy you." The alien admiral responded with angry words about Council superiority and threats about reinforcements coming to rescue them. Reed had expected this reaction. Earth's intelligence services had studied alien psychology for 3 years and knew exactly how Council officers would respond to defeat. "Your choice," Reed said calmly, then opened fire. The Council ships were already damaged from the battle at Earth and could not fight effectively. Within an hour, Reed's single ship had captured or destroyed the entire enemy fleet. The few survivors were taken prisoner and would never return home to warn the Council about Earth's true capabilities. But this was only the beginning of Earth's response. Throughout the galaxy, human forces began revealing themselves in places where the Council thought no humans existed. The exploration missions that Earth had sent out over the past 10 years had not been peaceful scientific expeditions as the aliens believed. Captain Susan Taylor commanded the assault on Altair Station, a major Council military base located 50 light-years from Earth. The Council had never suspected that humans had discovered this secret facility, much less that they had been planning to capture it. "Remember your training," Taylor told her soldiers as their ships approached the station. "We know every corridor, every weapon system, and every escape route. This base has no secrets from us." The human attack came as a complete surprise to the alien defenders. Taylor's forces moved through the station like they had lived there for years, which in a way they had. Human spies disguised as maintenance workers and traders had been mapping the facility for 2 years, learning its weaknesses and preparing for this assault. Sergeant Mark Johnson led a team of soldiers through the station's central command center. The alien officers they encountered seemed shocked that humans knew about their secret passwords, hidden entrances, and emergency procedures. "How do they know our security codes?" one alien officer asked his commander as human troops easily bypassed their locked doors. Johnson smiled grimly as he captured the command center without firing a shot. "We know everything about you," he told the alien prisoners. "We've been watching and learning while you thought you were watching us." Dr. Jennifer Clark worked from the intelligence vessel Oracle, coordinating attacks on Council facilities across 3 star systems. Jennifer had spent 5 years creating a network of human agents throughout Council space, all disguised as peaceful traders, diplomats, and scientists. Activate sleeper teams on Vega Prime, Arcturus Station, and the Centauri shipyards, Jennifer ordered her communications officer, Lieutenant Paul Watson. "It's time to show the Council what we've really been doing during our cultural exchanges." Throughout Council territory, humans who had been living peaceful lives as merchants and researchers suddenly revealed themselves as trained military operatives. They disabled communication systems, captured important facilities, and began broadcasting Earth's message of retaliation to every planet in Council space. The psychological impact was immediate and devastating. Council leaders realized that Earth had not been the naive, trusting species they believed. While the Council had been planning Earth's conquest, Earth had been preparing to dismantle Council civilization from within. Commander Andrew Wilson stood on the bridge of the massive human warship Retribution as it emerged from hyperspace near the Council's main military academy. The facility trained officers from 12 different alien species and was considered one of the most secure locations in Council space. "Attention Zephyrian Military Academy," Wilson announced over all frequencies. "This is Commander Wilson of the Earth Defense Force. Your government betrayed a peaceful species that offered friendship. You are now experiencing the consequences of that betrayal." The Academy's shields and weapons were no match for human technology that had been secretly developed while Earth's diplomats smiled and signed friendship treaties. The facility surrendered within minutes, its alien cadets staring in shock at the human soldiers who occupied their classrooms. Major Richard Foster coordinated the intelligence campaign from Earth's command center, working with analyst Maria Roberts to ensure every alien species understood exactly how completely they had been outmaneuvered. "The Council thought they were the predators and we were the prey," Maria said as she compiled reports from human forces across the galaxy. "They never realized that Earth was studying them just as carefully as they were studying us." Within weeks, the psychological warfare campaign achieved its goal. 3 major Council species declared neutrality and refused to send reinforcements to help the remaining Council forces. 7 more species began secret negotiations with Earth, seeking to avoid the fate of their allies. The Council's military infrastructure was collapsing as human forces systematically destroyed or captured key facilities. Supply lines were cut, communication networks were compromised, and Council fleets found themselves stranded without support or orders from their leadership. What had begun as the Council's planned conquest of Earth had become Earth's systematic dismantling of the Council's power. The hunters had indeed become the hunted, and the galaxy was learning a valuable lesson about the consequences of betraying human trust. Commander Andrew Wilson stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Retribution as his communications officer prepared to broadcast Earth's message to every inhabited world in Council space. The transmission would reach billions of alien beings across dozens of star systems, showing them exactly what happened when someone betrayed humanity's trust. "Begin transmission," Wilson ordered. The message would be sent in 4 to 7 different alien languages, ensuring that every species in the galaxy could understand Earth's words. Wilson's voice carried across subspace to countless worlds as the broadcast began. "Attention, all species of the former Galactic Council. I am Commander Wilson of the Earth Defense Force. Your leaders made a grave mistake. They betrayed a peaceful species that offered genuine friendship. What you are about to see is the consequence of that betrayal." The transmission showed carefully recorded footage of the systematic destruction of Council military assets. Alien viewers watched their most powerful warships burning in space, their strongest fortresses falling to human forces, and their secret bases being captured by soldiers who seemed to know every weakness. But the message also showed something else that frightened Council leaders even more than military defeat. The footage demonstrated that human forces had been careful to avoid harming civilian populations. Every attack targeted only military and government facilities while leaving ordinary alien citizens completely unharmed. On the Council homeworld of Centauri Prime, President Helen Parker addressed the remaining Council leadership through a quantum communicator link. Helen was Earth's most experienced diplomat, but her words carried the weight of military victory behind them. "You made a fundamental error in judgment," Helen told the alien leaders whose faces appeared on her screen. "You mistook our desire for peace as a sign of weakness. You confused our friendship with naivety. Now you understand the difference." The psychological impact of Helen's words was enhanced by the images playing on screens throughout Council space. Alien civilians could see that Earth possessed the power to destroy their worlds completely, but had chosen restraint. This demonstration of controlled force was more frightening to Council leaders than random destruction would have been. Major Richard Foster worked from Earth's intelligence headquarters, coordinating the psychological warfare campaign with his team of specialists. Richard had studied alien cultures for 8 years and understood exactly how different species would react to demonstrations of human power. "The Altarians respond to displays of technological superiority," Richard explained to analyst Maria Roberts as they planned the next phase of broadcasts. "Show them footage of our ships disabling their defense systems without firing a shot. The vegans value honor above everything else, so emphasize how their leaders lied to them about Earth's true nature." Maria nodded as she compiled the specialized messages for each alien species. "The Centaurians pride themselves on their intelligence networks. They'll be devastated to learn that we infiltrated their society so completely that we knew about their secret invasion plans before they finalized them." Throughout Council space, the carefully targeted psychological campaigns achieved exactly the results Earth's planners had intended. Alien populations began questioning why their leaders had chosen to attack a species that had offered friendship and trade benefits. Dr. Emily Watson supervised the broadcasting stations on Luna, ensuring that Earth's message reached every corner of the galaxy. Emily had spent years studying how different alien species communicated and thought, knowledge that now proved invaluable in crafting messages that would resonate with each culture. The key is showing them that we know everything about them, Emily explained to her staff. Every cultural custom, every military secret, every political weakness. They need to understand that Earth has been watching and learning while they thought they were the ones gathering intelligence. The broadcasts included detailed information about each alien species that only deep infiltration could have provided. Earth's messages mentioned specific council military officers by name, referenced private conversations between alien leaders, and revealed secret agreements that were supposed to be known only to high-ranking officials. Captain Peter Jackson commanded a patrol fleet that enforced the new reality throughout former council territory. His ships appeared wherever council forces tried to regroup or communicate, demonstrating that Earth now controlled the space lanes that had once belonged to the aliens. Council vessel Star Pisser, this is Captain Jackson, he announced to a group of alien ships trying to establish a new command post. You are violating the terms of your species surrender. Disperse immediately or face the consequences. The alien commander tried to argue that his species had never formally surrendered, but Jackson was ready for this response. Your government signed the surrender document 6 hours ago. Check your own communication networks if you don't believe me. The psychological impact of this exchange was profound. Council military officers realized that Earth's intelligence network was so complete that human commanders often knew about alien government decisions before the aliens' own military forces did. On dozens of worlds, alien populations watched as their leaders struggled to respond to Earth's psychological warfare campaign. Some council species attempted to rally their people with speeches about alien superiority and the need to resist human dominance. These efforts failed when Earth immediately broadcast recordings of these same leaders privately admitting that they had underestimated human capabilities and were considering surrender. Judge Rebecca Thompson worked from Earth's judicial headquarters, preparing the legal framework for trying council leaders who had planned genocide against humanity. The trial preparations were broadcast across the galaxy, showing alien populations that Earth intended to hold their leaders accountable for their crimes. The galaxy will see that justice can be merciful but must be complete, Rebecca announced during one broadcast. Those who chose war over peace, betrayal over friendship, will face the consequences of their decisions. Within 2 months of the psychological warfare campaign's beginning, 7 council species had formally surrendered to Earth and requested protection from the remaining council forces. The message was clear throughout the galaxy. Humanity's greatest weapon was not their advanced technology or military tactics, but their ability to make every enemy understand exactly why they had chosen the wrong side. 2 years after the Galactic Council's betrayal, General Catherine Adams stood in the massive conference hall of the newly built human diplomatic complex on Luna. The hall was filled with representatives from 4 to 7 different alien species who had come to negotiate membership in Earth's new galactic government. Catherine looked out at the assembled delegates and remembered how different things had been just 2 years ago. Then, Earth had been a trusting newcomer hoping to make friends among the stars. Now, Earth was the dominant power in the galaxy, and every alien species wanted to be on humanity's good side. The old Galactic Council ruled through deception and fear, Catherine told the assembled representatives. They made secret plans to conquer peaceful species and lied about their true intentions. Humanity offers something completely different. We offer honest partnerships based on verified trust and mutual benefit. Ambassador Christopher Evans worked with his negotiation team at a long table covered with documents written in dozens of alien languages. Christopher had been part of the original diplomatic mission that discovered the Council's betrayal, and now he was helping to build a better system to replace it. Every agreement we make will be completely transparent, Christopher explained to a group of alien delegates. No secret clauses, no hidden agendas, no classified military preparations. If you join our alliance, you will know exactly what we expect from you and exactly what we will provide in return. Sarah Mitchell, one of Earth's most skilled negotiators, was working with representatives from the Altarian species. The Altarians had been among the first to surrender after seeing Earth's military demonstration, and now they were eager to prove their loyalty to the new human-led alliance. We understand that trust must be earned, the Altarian ambassador said to Sarah. Our previous leaders made terrible mistakes when they supported the Council's plan to attack Earth. We want to make amends and show that we can be reliable partners. Daniel Cooper sat at another negotiating table with delegates from 3 species that had never been part of the original Council. These aliens had watched the war from a distance and decided they wanted to join the winning side before Earth finished reorganizing the galaxy. We can offer you protection from pirates and hostile species, Daniel told them. In exchange, we ask for honest trade relationships and a commitment to peaceful cooperation with all alliance members. No species will be allowed to attack or threaten another alliance member. Captain Peter Jackson commanded the patrol fleet that enforced peace throughout the former Council territory. His ship, the New Horizon, carried a mixed crew that included humans and aliens working together as equals. This cooperation would have been impossible under the old Council system, which had treated different species as rivals rather than partners. Patrol 7 to command, Peter reported during his daily check-in. All sectors remain peaceful. The former Council military bases are being converted to civilian use as planned. No signs of hostile activity anywhere in our patrol zone. The transformation of former Council territory had been remarkably smooth. Earth's military forces had made it clear that resistance would be futile, but they had also demonstrated that cooperation would be rewarded with protection and prosperity. Dr. Jennifer Clark now served as director of the new Galactic Intelligence Service, which operated completely differently from the Council's spy networks. Instead of gathering secret information for military conquest, the service focused on preventing conflicts and helping Alliance members solve problems peacefully. "We detect everything, but we share what we learn," Jennifer explained to new intelligence officers from allied species. "If we discover that pirates are planning to attack your trade routes, we warn you immediately. If we find evidence of corruption in your government, we offer assistance in dealing with it fairly." The trials of former Council leaders had concluded 6 months ago, with Judge Rebecca Thompson presiding over proceedings that were broadcast throughout the galaxy. The alien leaders who had planned Earth's destruction were now serving prison sentences, but they were being treated humanely and given opportunities to help build the new galactic order. Justice was served, but revenge was not our goal, Rebecca had explained during the closing ceremonies. These individuals made terrible choices, but we believe in the possibility of redemption for those who genuinely want to change. Admiral Margaret Stone, now commanding the Galactic Defense Force, looked out from her office on Luna at a view of Earth hanging peacefully in space. The planet that had once been marked for conquest was now the center of galactic civilization, protected by the most powerful military force the galaxy had ever known. "We learned from our mistakes," Margaret reflected as she reviewed reports from across the galaxy. "We offered friendship too quickly and trusted too easily. Now we verify everything and prepare for every possibility, but we still offer genuine partnership to those who prove they deserve it." Lieutenant David Morgan, who had fought in the great battle that saved Earth, now served as a training instructor for the mixed-species military academies that were being established throughout Alliance territory. He taught young officers from dozens of different worlds how to work together effectively. "The key to our success," David told his students, "is that we remember why we fight. We don't fight to conquer or to prove we're superior. We fight to protect peace and ensure that no species ever again has to face betrayal and plan genocide." Throughout the galaxy, the new order was taking root. Trade flourished between allied species, scientific research was shared freely, and conflicts were resolved through negotiation rather than warfare. Earth had created something the Galactic Council never achieved, a truly peaceful and prosperous galactic civilization. The galaxy had learned that humanity's greatest strength was not their advanced weapons or their tactical brilliance, but their ability to build lasting peace through a combination of overwhelming defensive capability and genuine respect for those who chose cooperation over conquest.